Good afternoon. Welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel, and I want to welcome my longtime best friend, Bob, to the channel. It's good to see you. Good to hear from you. Nice to know you're alive and well up in Alaska. I did a video a while back about the two-tier justice system here in America and how the Constitution is nothing but a moth-eaten rag to these liberal Democrats. I had someone in mind, and now that he's come out and done a video, I'm free to talk about him. His name is Karl Dresch. Karl Dresch. You can see his interview on YouTube. This man was part of the January 6th crowd. He was nonviolent, did not threaten anyone. He was protesting in the halls of Congress, directed through open doors by police officers. He was carrying an American flag. And for his right to free speech, he was arrested up in Michigan, brought to Washington, D.C. federal prison, where he was held without bail, without contact to his wife, without direct contact to an attorney, held in isolation up to 28 hours a day. 28 hours out of a 24-hour day means he was locked down 24 hours. Into the next cycle, he was awakened at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, allowed to have his 1-hour exercise period, and fed breakfast at irregular times, as well as the rest of his meals, just to keep screwing with him. He was verbally abused, as he said, but not physically abused, as he witnessed other prisoners were. A direct violation of his constitutional rights. But to these people, the Constitution is merely a suggestion. Mr. Dresch here was a nonviolent protester. He entered into a plea bargain agreement so he could get out of prison and go back to his family. The conditions of his plea bargain was he become fully vaccinated against his will, but he accepted that. As a result, he was allowed 5 hours a day outside his cell. He was allowed visits, personal visits from his attorney, and allowed a phone call to his wife. A direct violation of his constitutional rights once again. He was never charged, and finally, as part of his plea bargain, he was charged with illegal parading on federal property. What does that mean? It means he was walking up and down a hallway carrying an American flag on federal property unauthorized, a misdemeanor at best. In the meantime, you have these Hollywood stars and congressmen and senators raising bail for Antifa protesters and Black Lives Matter, throwing Molotov cocktails, committing violent assaults, toppling statues, hurting police officers, and even killing one while protecting a store. Yet, they are out on bail. But for carrying a flag and protesting against Nancy Pelosi and the unlawful elections, he gets 6 months in prison. Two-tier justice system. When you say, I'm going to join the resistance, be prepared. Another casualty of January 6th was reportedly Lieutenant Byrd, a black officer on the Washington, D.C. police, shot and killed Ashley Babbitt. She was an unarmed protester coming through a glass window. No warnings were said. No warning shots were fired. Reportedly, it was him that executed Ashley Babbitt. To this day, he is being protected by Nancy Pelosi and the D.C. police. He has not given any interviews that I'm aware of, very few statements, and is in hiding. Had the roles been reversed, an Antifa protester or Black Lives protester been shot and killed by a police officer, they would have been paraded out in front of the news media immediately, their place of residence doxxed, they would have been fired or placed on leave of absence. Two-tier justice system here in America. So when you join the resistance, be prepared for the consequences. You could lose your job. Your social media will be monitored. You will be censored. and you will be bullied and threatened. But that's part of standing up for your constitutional rights of seeking life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Consider that and the consequences when you say, I stand with someone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Again, welcome to my best friend Bob. Get yourself right with God. Get baptized. Greg out.